The Unseen Battles, A Day in the Life of a Nurse. In the dimly lit corridors of St. Catherine's Hospital, dawn's early light barely penetrated the heavy drapes, casting long shadows over the linoleum floors. The day began like any other for Emma Hart, a registered nurse with a decade of service, but the weight of unspoken challenges pressed heavily on her shoulders. Emma had always wanted to become a nurse, drawn to the profession by a deep-seated desire to make a difference in people's lives. With her warm smile and compassionate spirit, she navigated the clinical environment with grace. Yet, beneath the surface of her vocation lay a myriad of struggles often overlooked by the wider world. As she prepared to begin her shift, the morning huddle revealed an alarming staff shortage. "We're down 2 nurses on the floor today," the charge nurse announced, her voice laced with fatigue. "We'll have to stretch resources thin." Proactive measures were silently accepted, yet Emma felt a familiar knot tighten in her stomach. The hospital's budget constraints had become a norm, pushing staff to their limits with each passing day. The crux of Emma's struggle was not just the physical demands of the job, though they were significant enough. Lifting patients, administering medications, and managing emergencies stretched her body and mind. It was the emotional labor that challenged her the most. Every day, she witnessed the fragility of life. She shared in the joy of new beginnings with families welcoming newborns, only to pivot abruptly to console those facing heartbreaking loss. The oscillation between joy and grief wore her down, an emotional cycle that tested her resilience. As the hours ticked away, Emma moved between patients, her feet aching, her mind racing. She paused for a moment outside room 206, where an elderly woman lay frail in bed, yearning for connection. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson," Emma greeted with her trademark smile. The woman's eyes glimmered with recognition and gratitude, providing a fleeting reminder of why Emma had chosen this path. Yet, the moment was interrupted by the urgent beep of a monitor from down the hall. Without hesitation, Emma hurried away, refocusing on the endless demands pulling her in different directions. The relentless pace of her responsibilities was compounded by the emotional toll of the job. Emma often found herself grappling with unacknowledged stress. The burden to provide exceptional care while managing a growing patient load was a tightrope walk fraught with hazards. She longed for someone to acknowledge the invisible battles waged daily within the walls of the hospital. The lack of adequate mental health resources for nurses only amplified this struggle. Many colleagues, perhaps out of fear or pride, chose to silently carry their burdens. By the end of her shift, Emma could feel the exhaustion creeping in like a heavy fog. She had helped save lives, offered solace to grieving families, and kept her composure amidst chaos. But as she stepped out into the cool night air, the toll of the day weighed heavily on her heart. The struggle was not solely hers. Thousands of nurses across the globe faced similar challenges, unseen champions in a profession often taken for granted. Emma knew that change was imperative. In her heart, she felt a growing urge to advocate for her profession, striving for improved staffing ratios, better mental health support, and a collective recognition of the extraordinary commitment nurses make. She envisioned a future where the nursing profession was celebrated not only for their technical skills, but also for their unwavering compassion, resilience, and strength in the face of adversity. With renewed purpose, Emma resolved to share her story and those of her colleagues, crafting a narrative that highlighted the profound impact nurses had on patient care. She began attending meetings, engaging in forums, and even sharing her experiences on social media platforms, her voice joining a chorus of advocates demanding change. In a world often blind to the struggles of healthcare professionals, Emma dared to shine a light on her reality, confident that her courage could empower others to do the same. Together, they began to forge a path towards a more supportive and sustainable nursing environment, fighting not just for themselves, but for the countless lives they touched each day. Through every struggle, every sacrifice, Emma learned that the battles faced in the nursing profession were not signs of weakness, but rather a testament to the strength and dedication of those who chose this noble field. The fight was far from over, but she was ready to stand up, speak out, and carve a future grounded in equity and respect for every nurse who wore scrubs and carried the weight of the world in their hearts.